For some time now, Ukraine has maintained heightened activity near the Golitsyn gas condensate field in the Black Sea, territory seized by the Russian Federation following its occupation of Crimea. Previously, this activity involved the appearance of landing parties and unmanned surface vessels. Now, according to reports, a Portuguese-made Tekever reconnaissance UAV, currently in service with the Ukrainian Armed Forces, has been observed operating in the area. This growing military presence has drawn increased attention from the Russian armed forces to the Odesa region, particularly sites involved in the storage, transport, assembly, launch, repair, and production of UABs, unmanned aerial bombs, and other weaponry. As a result, areas such as Odesa, Ovidiopol, Bilhorod-Dnistrovskyi, Vilkovo, Chabanka, Yuzhne, Chornomorsk, and neighboring settlements are frequently targeted by Russian strikes, according to Russian media. The Russian outlet Reporter claims, for instance, in Vilkovo, storage and launch facilities for unmanned aircraft near the Romanian border were destroyed. In Chabanka, a warehouse storing spare parts and repair equipment was demilitarized. While many targets have been hit, the timing between intelligence gathering and the strikes remains inconsistent, though this interval is reportedly shrinking, making it increasingly difficult for Ukrainian forces to respond in time. Russia has also voiced concerns about Ukraine's focus on developing unmanned maritime systems, which are receiving international support. The United States and the United Kingdom continue to supply Ukraine with both technical and intelligence assistance, and Norway has recently joined their efforts. Combat modules produced by Kongsberg Defence and Aerospace are expected to be installed on Ukrainian unmanned vessels. Additionally, Ukraine's Ministry of Defense has commissioned the newly developed Q-Recon unmanned boat from the German company FLANQ, an affordable, stealth-focused design intended to minimize detection. Regarding Tekever, the Portuguese company behind the UAV spotted in the Black Sea, its products are known for their technological sophistication. Specializing in IT, aerospace, defense, and security, Tekever operates subsidiaries in the United States, United Kingdom, France, and several other countries, and leads multiple European defense and tech consortia. The Ukrainian Armed Forces currently use two Tekever UAV platforms. The Tekever AR-3 is a compact, autonomous system designed for medium-range intelligence, surveillance, target acquisition, and reconnaissance (ISTAR) missions over land and sea. It can be catapult-launched and recovered by parachute, net, or vertical takeoff and landing (VTOL), offering flexibility and minimal logistical demands. The Tekever AR-5, meanwhile, is a more advanced tactical UAV with SATCOM capabilities, suited for longer-range maritime and land-based ISTAR missions. Russian military activity has significantly decreased in the Novopavlovka direction, which until recently ranked second in terms of the number of assaults by Russian forces. This update was shared by Viktor Trihubov, spokesperson for Ukraine's Khortytsia Operational Strategic Group, during an appearance on Espresso TV. At present, the main focus of Russian offensive efforts has shifted to the Pokrovsk direction, Trihubov reported. While this sector has always seen intense fighting, the scale of Russia's activity here now overshadows all other directions. In contrast, their efforts in the Novopavlovka area, previously a major hotspot, have notably declined. The Russians seem to have lost confidence in their objective of reaching the administrative borders of Dnipropetrovsk and Donetsk regions. That goal now appears far more distant than they had anticipated. For instance, on July 27, only 10 combat clashes occurred in the Novopavlovka sector. Trihubov noted that fighting remains ongoing in the Lyman direction, where Russian forces continue pressing along familiar lines but without any meaningful breakthroughs. There has been a slight uptick in activity in the Toretska direction, he added. On July 27 alone, we recorded 13 enemy attacks there, more than in recent weeks. Elsewhere, small Russian infantry groups are consistently applying pressure, attempting to breach Ukrainian lines for behind-the-front raids. The enemy is also maintaining heavy fire across multiple sectors, particularly through the active use of drones. In some directions, Russian forces have started to retreat, he said. According to Trihubov, Russian troops are currently throwing large numbers of personnel, mostly infantry, into offensive operations aimed at seizing territory in the Pokrovsk direction, particularly east of Pokrovsk and south of Kosinivka. Their goal is to establish a foothold in any available settlement, regardless of the human cost. Russian commanders appear intent on entrenching their forces along the administrative boundary between Donetsk and Dnipropetrovsk regions in order to create the appearance of success. This is all about optics, Trihubov explained. They're taking heavy casualties just to capture ground they can parade in front of cameras, to offer propagandists something real, beyond staged flag-raising videos filmed in random fields. They want locations where they can bring Russian journalists and claim some kind of victory. Meanwhile, in the Pokrovsk direction, the Russians are pursuing more strategic objectives, aiming to threaten key cities like Kostantinivka and the Pokrovsk-Mirnorad urban cluster. Ukrainian drones continue to strike strategically important targets deep within Russian territory on an almost daily basis, fueling growing panic among Russian propagandists, some of whom now openly fear the potential for unrest. One anti-war Telegram channel recently shared a video clip from a Russian television broadcast featuring prominent Kremlin propagandist Margarita Simonyan. In the clip, Simonyan voiced alarm over the disruption Ukrainian drone strikes are causing at Russian airports, particularly during the height of the summer travel season. Ukrainians are trying to stir up a riot here. Why are they causing chaos at our airports during the holiday rush? How many drones have they launched this week? I don't even know, but it's a huge number. What kind of military tactics is this? She asked rhetorically. Moments later, she appeared to answer her own question, suggesting that Ukraine's goal is to destabilize Russian society and push public sentiment in a more oppositional direction. One of the latest confirmed drone strikes targeted the Stavropol-based signal radio plant, an enterprise that plays a key role in Russia's defense industry. The facility produces electronic warfare systems, radar equipment, radio navigation gear, and remote control components, all essential for the Russian military's technological infrastructure. On the night of July 29, drones also struck the city of Salska in Russia's Rostov region. A series of explosions was reported around 2 a.m., followed by a massive fire near a key railway junction. Salska serves as a major logistics hub for the Russian Armed Forces, facilitating the transfer of personnel and equipment to frontline positions via the region's rail network. Similar attacks have been reported in other regions as well. In the Volgograd region, residents described a drone strike followed by a large fire at what many believe was a critical facility. While Russian authorities have not officially confirmed that an oil depot was hit, the scale of the blaze, as seen in circulating images, suggests the target was likely a fuel or logistics site of military importance. Taken together, these strikes reflect a clear Ukrainian strategy, applying pressure not just at the front but deep in the rear, targeting the infrastructure that fuels Russia's war effort and its domestic sense of security.